Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. We've got another awesome game for you here today. Back on the awesome Game Heart replay interface. You guys know how much I love the Game Heart replay interface. So, still got a couple of replays off that. This is actually quite an old one, but I mean, it's Polt and Life. So, you can't get much better than these two guys going against each other once again. They always seem to be bashing heads. So, anyway, let's get into the game. Let's introduce the players. Up the top, where are we? Where's my map? The top left side of the map, it is going to be Mr. Life. He is 17 years old. Damn, that guy's young. 17 years old from South Korea. Plays for the StarTale team. And man, he's been doing a crazy amount of stuff. Really? I didn't realize he was 17 years old. I'm sure I cast a game of him like a couple of weeks ago. And I probably said that, but I don't know why, but it just comes as a surprise. But anyway, he's very, very awesome. And his opponent, Mr. Polt, the, I don't really think I can say veteran, but he is quite a bit older. He's 25 years old, which makes him an old man in the Starcraft 2 Pro League. And yes, he's from South Korea. Plays for the CM Storm team / clan / sponsor / whatever the hell you want to do it. I'm not gonna even try and figure out what that relationship is, but regardless, he is Polt and he is awesome, and Life is just as awesome, and they're both very awesome. And if I had to pick the two people that I've cast the most games between, it would probably be Polt and Life, because these guys just, I don't know why, but they always end up just going off against each other. They must have like best of 5 matches every single time they hit each other. So yes, crazy stuff, or best of 7 or whatever the tournament is. So good stuff there. Reaper marching on in, or sort of zooming on in. Not really flying, but it is hovering. It's hovering. I don't know why they can't fly. I mean, the jetpack, they're clearly not touching the ground here, so I don't know why they're not flying units. They go up and they fly in the air, and then they shoot the drones from high ground. It seems like there's something going wrong here. But anyway, they are going to be scared off by a little bit of the Zerglings here. So extremely standard Reaper timing, followed up by extremely standard counter by the Zerg player, getting out the Lings, following up with the Queen, blah 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 blah. The Reaper did get 1 Ling kill, which is not bad. Oh, Worker was potentially moving out, gonna try and get this Worker, just morphs it into a Spore Crawler right there. Get off follow mode. So great stuff there. Might be able to sneak in actually and get that Worker. Oh man, he's going around the long way. He might have been able to sneak in and get that Worker, but that would have been going right up against the Queen, which means probably a Reaper would have gone down. But I mean, you got to take some risks sooner or later. So I don't think he knew that Worker was there. I thought maybe he thought it was still morphing in, but for now, he's just going to be running on back. Overlord managing to get over there. Going to be running in. Should it go in far enough, it will see the starport, and that'll be interesting. There's no barracks next to it, pumping out a tech lab or something, so it doesn't look like Banshee play is going to be happening. What is this? It is a tech lab, maybe for Banshees. I can't see what else he would be building a tech lab for, to be honest, unless he's going for stim. I mean, if he's going to get stim out ASAP, then yeah, putting a tech lab down, definitely want to be doing that ASAP. So we will see, we will see. Bunch of Lings going to be coming in. The gate is open, the Lings get by, and then we're going to be killing 1 or 2 workers here. I killed a mule. I don't think they got the Worker though, and they do get chased away. So very, very interesting. A bunch of Hellions coming out as well. And this one Hellion going around doing a bit of stuff. We'll keep an eye on him. So there's a tech lab, yeah, and there's a reactor going down here. So yeah, it's got to be just for stim. It's got to be just for stim. I don't know why he's not producing stim yet. He's got the minerals, he's got the gas. I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't make sense to have that tech lab and not be producing stim. He's getting the Marauder out. There we go, there's stim. There's stim. So he's obviously focusing on his micro, and now he's getting the stim. So great, great stuff there. Bit of a cough going on, but we will just have to push past it. And yeah, should be awesome. The game should be anyway. Here we go, the Overlord coming in. A bit of a suicide run. Sees the starport with the reactor, sees the backs with the tech lab, and automatically he knows no pesky Banshees are coming. It's going to be heavy triple M in the early-ish part of the game. So pretty much normal stuff. He could have gone on for a harassment, gone for a bit of Banshee harassment, but decided to go pretty standard off just a bunch of Hellions. I mean, 6 Hellions, they're pretty good. They might actually kill it. There they go. So these guys with not enough energy to actually start healing up the other queen. And yeah, looks like the Overlord just got splattered all over the place right there. So nice stuff there, but Life has got plenty of Overlords, so there's no way he's getting supply capped. And now we're going to start to see the massive barracks build up, I feel like. We do have a command center coming down. Nice early third command center. So he can start to really push up the amount of workers before he actually needs to move out and secure that third base. But we definitely want to be seeing a whole bunch of barracks being built at this point. There we go. 2 more barracks coming out ASAP. And he's going to be building a tech lab here. I don't know if this is going to be for the barracks or if this is actually tank play. I wonder if he's going for tank play. I don't know. I have a feeling he's just using that factory to build a tech lab so he can move his barracks onto there later on. Because, I mean, from now on, unless he decides to go Widow Mine play, he doesn't really need a factory anymore. He can basically just say goodbye, Mr. Factory. But there are Banelings on the way. There's also a Roach Warren. So right now, he's having a go. He's only got 3 Marauders, but he'd love to take this base out, trying to use the Hellions to sort of keep the Lings off the Marauders. But a nice flank coming around here. He has to pull back. Leaves his Marauders exposed, unfortunately, because they're not quite as fast. 1 Marauder does survive, but the Queens, are they going to be able to take it out? 1 Medevac was trying his absolute best to keep that Marauder alive. In the end, it did not happen. And this Queen is way out in the middle of nowhere. Is going to get taken out, I feel like. God, no! Polt left that Queen alive. Tell me he's going to finish that off. He does finish that off. Another Queen at fairly low health, but his Hellions are starting to look a little bit spotty right now. The Lings slowly walking them down. 1 Hellion goes down. The other one getting very close to going down. So Polt losing a bit of his hitting power, but did kill quite a bunch of stuff over there. Have a look at the economy. 51 over 50. And man, that's not a good position for Life to be in right now. He really needs to be in the lead as far as the workers are concerned. He's got a very nice army right here. I mean, really, Polt hasn't really got stuck into his main army. He'll still be relying a lot on this sort of harassment force. And his barracks and getting all that other stuff out maybe got a little bit later, but it is all out now, so his army is going to start getting into position, start getting chewed up. He's only got 1 barracks with a tech lab. This is another reactor, so he's going for mass marine. But he is going to need quite a few Marauders, I feel like, because Roaches are out on the field, and I don't think he's got enough tanks to deal with him. He's got 2 tanks with a 3rd on the way, and cleverly positioned, those guys will be able to push off the Roaches without too much problem. But yeah, whether or not he can get the positions on them, I mean, it's going to be hard because you're going to have to defend this base. He's going to have to defend this entryway. I mean, and your tanks can't easily move from one place to the other. So definitely, as far as a Roach push is concerned, he's going to have to put his tanks out in a nice position. The Marines can take a lot of Roach firepower, but I'm sure he'd prefer to have a couple of tanks there just to do an extra bit of damage. Viking, got 1 kill, another kill on the way. Great stuff, and Life is going to be careful. If he loses another Viking, then he is going to be supply capped. I'm sure he doesn't want to do that. So another Overlord being built, and the main army of Polt actually moving out. 3 tanks, a whole buttload of Marines. Roach is getting the hell out of there. They saw what was coming, and they're going to be falling back. Actually sniping a Hellion over there on the way to the 3rd base and pulling back. Now the question is, can Life survive this attack? He's got a very nice amount of Banelings. We do have tank support though, so the Banelings are going to have a hard time getting in range of the Marines. But oh, here we go. The Bailey is actually choosing to go over. And this tank left over in the middle of nowhere. This tank actually taking quite a lot of hits as well. There's a 3rd tank supporting them. And a lot of those Roaches did go down. It's a great job there. Polt taking quite a lot of tank hits. This tank out in the front. I suppose he was expecting to get a little bit further forward than he actually did. But ended up having to retreat with the force of those Baileys coming in. The reinforcements. And did take quite severe damage because of that. Tank damage, sorry. But he's still got most of his Marines alive. However, only 1 tank, so he's got to be a little bit skittish about going in to this base. And yeah, that hard push from Life to counter it, to really push Polt back and leave his tanks exposed, may have bought him enough time to hold off. He's just building a ton of units. He saw a spy coming out there, so he may be thinking about a full neutering transition right here, which does mean that Polt is going to have to go back into Widow Mines, which he is definitely thinking about. He's got 3 of them coming out right now. He's got the Widow Mine bonus as well. He's got a single Widow Mine with 1 kill, and I think that was just a Ling. So imagine a huge pack of Lings and only managing to kill one of them. That's got to be some sort of miracle. It's sort of crazy with the Marines. They're going to have to lift off here. Got enough medevacs to lift off, but they're trying their absolute best. And there we go, lifting off. Maybe should have lifted off a little bit sooner because, I mean, killing Lings, it's really not worth it if you're losing a ton of Marines. I really don't see the point. So anyway, moving a bunch of forces over. He's got his 3rd base. He's got another command center over there. Maybe a planetary, probably an orbital for the 4th base though. Or just a straight off move over to the 4th base and make it a planetary once you get over there. Ton of Marines coming out. And maybe Polt thinking about a 2-prong attack. He's going to come in there. Not enough mutas to really trouble him. The Baneling amount, though, is starting to look a little bit scary. Definitely a bunch of Banelings there. And Roaches mixed in. They're going to be causing all sorts of damage. There he goes, moving in. And Polt is going to have to get out of there. Half of his forces getting trapped by the Lings sweeping around on the small flank. And Polt, his main 2nd force, is actually going to come in here to reinforce. He really wants to take this base out. He's putting everything over there, leading him back into the Widow Mines, but the Baneling's not quite getting in Widow Mine range, not quite taking that hit. And this has got to be frustrating for Polt. He really wants to take these Banelings out, but they're refusing to attack him unless they're on creep. There we go. He's going to be pulling back, and now these guys are going to get cut off over here. The Muta's going to come in, and there are so many Mutas in this field. Life has just got so many, and what a devastating loss for Polt there. His forces just not enough, man. He just didn't have enough. He's got reinforcements constantly coming in, but he doesn't need reinforcements. He needs a massive army, and he needs to get some decent hits off on these Banelings because he runs as soon as he hits the you can see the Banelings coming close. And Life is a master at making sure that he does not move his Banelings out too far. As soon as he sees he's got no chance of hitting the Marines, he pulls them back. It's fantastic timing. And it means that the usual play that Polt would be doing, turning around and firing at the very last second to take out the Banelings while losing a very low amount of Marines in the process and maybe even leading him into the Widow Mine, he's just not doing it. He's not able to do it because the Banelings are turning around at a very, very opportune moment, and Life allowing him to keep his Banelings alive unless he actually uses them on killing something, which he hasn't really because Polt has been great at getting out of the way. But then again, that's pretty much par for the course as a Masters level player. You have to be able to get out of the way. Oh boy, I don't think he's got any chance of saving this. Too many Mutas on there right now. Do manage to stare him away. Maybe a couple of Mutas going down there. Stayed a little bit too long. They should have just left it burning and ran, I feel like, because... Oh, sneaking in, getting a medevac. Very, very nice play and that sort of stuff, man. Just crazy there. And Polt using the advantage with the Mutas no longer there, but the Muta's getting back very, very fast. The medevac's getting taken out for the most part, only one surviving. Muta's doing a fantastic job so far in sniping out the medevacs, and I gotta say, really, really Life is impressing me in this game. He's doing everything really, really well. His Baneling control is spectacular, and his Mutas are doing a nice job at sniping the medevacs constantly. So really, really great job. There we go. More medevacs going down. Boom, boom, boom. 3 just went down there. And there we go. The main army coming in. This might be enough for him to take out this base, but look at the reinforcements coming in. Boom. And I think Life might actually be able to save this base once again. It's just phenomenal how he saves the units up in the back, sends them out at exactly the right time. Is this going to be it though? No, he's got more units saved there. He's constantly keeping these units at the back. He's not sending them straight at the Terran forces. He's keeping them for the right moment. He's sending them out at the right moment. The timing of Life is absolutely impeccable. He's doing a little bit of a mess up here, running into those Widow Mines, losing quite a fair amount of Banelings there. I'm not sure I like that. But, you know, you can make a few mistakes. He's really got to be taking care. I think the Widow Mine actually just killed that Overseer, so that is not what you want to happen. And a little bit of a confusion there, and Polt is going to come back. I still don't think he can take this out, but there's not actually that many Banelings, so Life finally falling behind on his Baneling count. He's always had Banelings ready up to now. No more, it seems. And now the Mutas and the Lings are going to have to deal with things by themselves. The Baneling's getting some nice hits off, but Life still has a very, very overwhelming force. And here he goes. He's going to keep on moving. Got a couple of Banelings, but most of the force just Lings and Mutas. And if he keeps pushing in like this, it is going to go bad for him. He needs to fall back. He needs to get a ton of Banelings out, and that's exactly what he's doing. Ton of Banelings coming out. beautiful, beautiful play by Life. So far he's doing a great job there. His defense of this 4th base has been fantastic. And Polt, for all his excellent macros so far, and it has been excellent macro, he's never really done a lot of damage. He's constantly losing a ton of forces trying to take that 4th base. And meanwhile, his medevac losses, I mean, that is insanely crazy. The amount of medevacs that Life has managed to snipe, just phenomenal. There we go. It's on fire. Will Polt be able to save it? Probably. He's going to be... There we go. He's got 1 SCV, so that's probably enough. I don't know how 1 SCV can save this entire building from being on fire, but apparently it can. 1 medevac, obviously a drop happening down there, but didn't really do much. Bunch of lings coming in, get blown away by the planetary. So this base is nice and defended right there. The mutas could possibly get in there, but if your mutas are over here, they're really exposed to the marines, so probably not that good of an idea. Mutas coming in. They are going to be taking out the missile turrets though, getting them nice and quickly. Oh man, I need a drink. Oh man. So a couple of more muta hits right there. Managed to take in, get out the last missile turret, but there's too many marines there, so they're not going to be able to finish this off. However, they have set up to take it out next time. No, only 1 missile turret here. So that's going to be nice. The marines are right in there though, so they can kill a few workers, but they have to get out of there ASAP because the marines are incoming. And there they go, falling back. And look at this, 4 more missile turrets coming down, and the marines are already over there. So great job. The mutas, I don't think they're going to get trapped, but they have to get out of there soon. The missile turrets are nearly ready. There they go, they're up, squeezing by the side. 1 muta goes down, another one takes some serious damage. And so that's not too bad. He managed to escape without losing too much. And he did do a few workers. I think he might maybe 5 or 6 there, maybe 10. Pretty good, but Polt moving out across the map. Does Life have the ground forces to deal with this? Maybe. The muta's coming across, but they've got to be careful because attacking a triple M flank is not as good an idea as you might think because they tend to leave widow mines behind them. Oh, this is bad. Life, get control of your mutas. He's losing quite a few there. Needs to be getting out of their missile turrets, and he's in a bad place now. He needs to escape because otherwise he's going to lose a ton of units. They're getting through the gap, running as fast as he can, but he's really taking a ton of muta damage, and that whole excursion lost a full third of his muta force. So really, he's got to start being a little bit more careful with his mutas. I mean, it was great at the start sniping at medevacs, but he's got to start being a little bit more careful because otherwise he's just going to be losing a ton of them. So maybe he wouldn't mind actually because he's building up infestors right now and he's nearly capped, so maybe losing a couple of mutas isn't a bad idea. Polt going for the double team right here. He's got a force over there. We do have defenses over here though, so Life not leaving this base undefended, and he's got forces over here as well. He's got an infestor. Is it going to get a fungal off? Looks like it probably is. Nice fungals. Are they going to get fungals? That was not a nice fungal. He hit 1 marine and that was it. Nice splits here by Polt, but there's more than enough forces to clean this up. The reinforcements though should be able to push back. And yeah, I mean, Life, he used up a lot of forces taking out that small amount, and now there's a big amount coming in. Actually using the mutas against the marines, it's a horrible decision, but maybe it's the only decision he's got left. Polt is turning around. He cannot save this base. He's going to have to fall back, but meanwhile he's taken out this base right there. So it's an eye for an eye right now. How many workers will get destroyed? A lot of workers actually going down here from the banelings, and the workers pretty much all got saved from this base, I think. These continuing to go, so Life killed a lot of workers, but I don't think he lost a lot. So he's 65 over 37, and now Life just needs to hold on, just needs to keep the game going as long as possible. And yeah, eventually he will win the game. As long as he can take out this force, it's a pretty serious force. He needs to go in with everything he has, and he doesn't have a lot of bailing, which is a bit unfortunate, but he's moving in with everything else, and I think he might be able to do it right here. He's got enough mutas to finish this off. There's a few marines left, but this force is stupidly small for Polt. He's got a crap load of medevacs, but not a lot of actual ground forces, I don't think. I can't actually see, but oh man, he's actually given up there. Let's have a look here. He's got nothing left there, and nothing really left there. In terms of military, he had 19 lings. I think 19 lings should have been able to finish this off. I can't actually see. There's too many medevacs in the way. Where's my key? Where's my insert? That's right. Sorry, I keep... Alright, so we had like... Yeah, small force. I reckon 19 links could have taken him out. And he was going to lose his third base. He could have kept going off this, but... I mean, the fact that he didn't take this base out, the fact that he didn't take this base out, that his main force got absolutely owned. He was obviously thinking, alright, I was going to be 2 base Terran versus basically 1 base Zerg. And he knew at that point that he probably couldn't win. So, yeah, he gave it up at that point. And I guess... It's also the reinforcement advantage. The reinforcement advantage means the defender always has more forces. And if you are the defender and you're struggling to keep up, then you know if you can barely destroy this army, there's another army on the other side of the map. So yeah, it was pretty much going to be it for life. I mean, maybe if you kept this base alive, he was mining off 2 bases, maybe he could have done something, but seeing that base was going to go down, he basically just said GG. He knew he could not survive on 1 base against Polt. So, gave it up. And great game from both players. I really thought that Life was on top form, but Polt just went in at the late game and just started turning it around. Just did fantastic play after fantastic play. And, yeah, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So, anyway, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this game. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.